thoughts on Jackson getting out there playing center on Sunday?
Yeah, Jay's gonna practice today. We'll see how it goes the rest of the week. And I really thought for Jackson going from left guard to center, 0 reps, probably since OTAs. Maybe I can't think he got any reps in training camp. No, he didn't. So I thought that was a really good job by him. We had no snap issues. Just to go there and make the mic calls and just communication. And we know Jackson's a smart individual, obviously. And I thought the coach did a good job getting prepared in that situation, which was obviously during the middle of the game.
Is Dylan going to be able to practice today?
Yeah, he'll be limited today. Yes, sir.
Coach, Tyree Wilson got his first sack of the season, last Sunday against the Chiefs. Do you feel like that's something that can help get him going?
Well, we hope so. I mean, that was big. First of all, the get off, like that's something we had talked about last year. Him just getting off the rock on the snap, using his hands, using his length, and then just the explosion that we saw just to finish, which was really huge for us. Just need that production from him as well, because we talked about it when we lost Malcolm. Somebody else opposite Max has to step up. Last year at the end of the season it was Malcolm. This year, still rotating guys, moving around. But whenever Tyree can be productive, either inside or outside, that's a plus for us.
And Jack was saying, the previous week, he feels like teams aren't testing him as much as they were, late last season. And are you seeing the same thing on the film that he's not getting as many opportunities?
No, he's getting opportunities. He's getting opportunities. I don't know if corners want to be thrown at 10 times. That's not a good sign either. Then they figure you're the fish, right? So I think Jack just needs to keep doing his job, playing with good leverage. He did a much better job tackling effort over the last couple of weeks, and just continue when the plays are there to make, go ahead and make them.
AP, the Bengals are top 10 in the league in blitzes called this season in quarterback knockout percentage. How does it change your game plan when you're playing against a team that blitzes a lot?
Yeah, you got to protect the quarterback. It's no different what we saw at the end of the game last week versus Kansas City. Teams don't tee off. Once they figure out, there's a weakness or you haven't picked up something in protection, they don't just keep going at it. Obviously, these guys got 2 good defensive ends. 91's a really good football player, high effort, high motor, competitive, solid. And then, when they bring their backers and their stars, they're really good at pressures.
At the running back, do you see Zamir get another shot, or is Madison kind of earned that line share of carries for right now?
I think Madison's still the starter, but we got to get Zamir going. I mean, Zamir, I hate to keep referring, but last year we saw a lot of positive stuff from Zamir, and seen a little bit of it earlier this season. And I think he's just got to get out of the funk as well. I know those fumbles early on really got to him. Then he had the injury, but it's always good when we got him going downhill. He's a big gentleman who's physical, and obviously I don't think everyone just see one running back in it. You look at the whole league, everybody's using 2 backs.
You think it's a confidence thing with him, or what do you think the issue was?
We just got to get him going. 2, 3 carries in and out the lineup. You got to get in the flow. Everybody needs to get in the flow of the game. And then sometimes the flow doesn't allow that, but we got to find ways to get him in the game and keep him in.
And Tony, you know how this works. When a part of the game is struggling, people point fingers at the play caller. Where are you on that with Luke Getsy and the play calling and moving forward?
Yeah, I think it has to get better. There's been a lot of opportunities for us to score points and make opportunities, and yeah, that's on the play call. But then also, like I told our staff and I told our players, it's all of us. It's not. It's easy to sit here and just point the finger at Luke or myself, but you look at O-line play, quarterbacks, the running backs, turnovers, missed blocks, missed execution on plays, alignments of details. All those things have to get cleaned up. So yeah, it does start with the coordinator. He's got to be the one that takes the fall for that and gets most of the blame, but it is collective.
Are you comfortable moving forward with him just remaining as the play caller?
Yeah.
Antonio, Desmond Ridder got on the field for 1 snap, but you don't see it because he got wiped out by the penalty. How is he kind of taking to the playbook, and where is he right now?
Yeah, much better this week than last week. We got him in there, and we're here till 10, 11 o'clock at night trying to get him up to speed. Had a package for him, but if you really look at the game, I think we had a 12-play series, a 10-play series to start the game off, and then the next time we got the ball was in a 2-minute situation. So just trying to get him in the flow of the game. Don't want to interrupt what we're doing as well for moving the ball. But I think, as we go on throughout this week and out the season, you just got to find ways to get him in the game. He has an element, obviously, with his athleticism and playing experience to help us out.
And how did Brock come out of the game? He just had to get an X-ray.
Yeah, he's good. Brock's tough. We try to pull him out for like 6 plays in a row, and he wouldn't come out the field. So not worried about Brock this week at all.
AP, speaking of coming off the field, Robert Spillane has played almost 99% of the defensive snaps this season. Any thoughts in terms of his workload at all?
Yeah. No, he's a linebacker. He's got a lot of stuff going on, right? It's contract year for him. He's a warrior. He loves ball. He loves being a leader. He's a captain. I went to him right after he got out of the 10. I thought, like what we all thought, he was done. And he said, no, I'm fine. I'll go out there. I mean, it's just, I think one of those things that scared him. But between him and Max, you can't pull those two guys off the field. You want more players like that.
When you look at the Bengals receiving core, they have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Those are some really good receivers. Can you just talk about the challenge that'll bring to a guy like Ja'Cory, and what have you seen from him so far just throughout this season that really makes you comfortable with that challenge?
Yeah, probably the best combo receivers, skill players that we went against all year, along with the quarterback. But Jamar Chase, man, is elite. I mean, he's 1-of-1 right now. You watch him after the catch, physicality, speed, acceleration, catch radius. I mean, I can go on and on. You know, obviously one of the top receivers in the league. And T. Higgins is just a matchup nightmare. I'll be honest, 6'4", 220. Plays with a little mean streak in him. Has the speed and agility. So we got to do a good job first and foremost. When they catch the ball, because they're going to catch balls, we got to tackle and get them on the ground. And then we have opportunities, because there's opportunities to make plays on the ball. We have to make those plays. But I think we don't need to chase plays. I think both Jack and JB and Nate have done a good job of, when the opportunity's there, punch it out or get the guy on the ground, and we continue to do that, we'll be fine.
Are they an example of a team that the record doesn't necessarily line up with who they really are?
No. Now when you look at the skill players and the quarterback, and then defensively, yeah, it might be a bad year for them from that standpoint, but you watch them, they're sound, they're in the right places. The question was asked earlier about the pressures. They give you a lot of things to think about. So, no, we're not worried about it. I mean, yeah, we got to look at it like they look at us as 2-6, but our records both could be flipped. The game could have went a lot of ways in both of our games, but our record is what it is, and somebody has to win this game, right? And we need a win, more importantly, and that's all we're worried about.
How about important has Trayvon Merrick been, especially down by in the box, for the success of your defense?
Yeah, I think it's good that you noticed that, because a lot last year, even this year, early on, he was up in the post, not a lot of action. Man, you get that dude near the box, you're dealing with like a linebacker. The way he's coming down, physicality, instinctive, playing behind the line of scrimmage. You've seen some TFLs there, and more importantly, he's just finding his way around the ball. I think last week was a prime example of that. Obviously, I know he got into the end zone, so did we. But he's just been making plays ever since Epps went down, even more and more vocal. Understands that he needs to control the back end for us like Epps had did, and he didn't have to worry about it. But now he does with Isaiah Palomal next to him.
To follow up on Tyree, I know the sack was the kind of splash play, but he's had a lot of good snaps the last couple of weeks. What do you kind of attribute that progress for, and how do you keep it going?
Just year two, more and more reps. I've always said it from day one. He just needs to play a lot more football. And the more we can get him out there on the field, the more he can stay out on the field, the better he'll be and the better we will be.
Mentioned the quarterback. What makes Joe Burrow so dangerous?
He doesn't flinch. I mean, he sees it. You see single high, that ball's going to the outside, right? He sees the too high safety, he makes the correct throws, throws a check down, or hit the ball in the middle of the field. But more importantly, I think what shocked me was the athleticism I saw the other day from the Giants game. 50-yard touchdown. I run the linebacker Isaiah Simmons, who runs 4.3, competitive, tough, smart. You can see even battling all the injuries, man. Everything is rallied around this player, and he's a special player. So we got to disrupt him, get him uncomfortable, and obviously, not allow him to have easy targets.
Do you manage anything differently in terms of injuries or rest, anything like that, with the bye week on the horizon, just in terms of maybe sit a guy out, give him 2 weeks off, that kind of thing, if they're close to being injured?
No, we need everybody. We need everybody we can right now to win games. So there is no resting. Keep losing, you'll rest for a lot longer.
Michael Mayer's designation, I think after Sunday he's ready to come back. Do you anticipate that he's going to be back?
I think we're getting close. I do think we're getting close.
That's good.
Coach, just a really random question here with you being a former player and then also now a coach. How important is NFL International in the games? How does that affect the league, or how does that help with the fan base?
Yeah, I played in 2 games as a player. One in Osaka in 2002 with the Washington Redskins at the time, now Commanders, and then 2007 with the Giants in London versus the Dolphins. I thought it was really cool because the fan base is totally different. They're cheering at all times. I don't think there's ever a home team. But just as the NFL has continued to grow, and obviously we see the love for it on television, you see it in every aspect of streaming, but international. I mean, you can start winning that. I think that's a benefit for all of us, owners, coaches, and players, because there's more money being made. And even more importantly, the visibility of our players, right? Because you're getting a lot more international players playing in the game of football and National Football League. So credit to that. And I think each and every year, just from being at the league meetings, you can just probably see that growing. I hope one day we get to be in one of those games.
Thank you.
Cool. All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you.